Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about reasons why most people don't want to be leaders. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all be seeing people out here, man, like, you know what I'm saying? So many people are followers. So many people do not want to be leaders. And on this message, man, I just want to give y'all some reasons why so many people do not want to be leaders. So let's get into the reasons why. So the first reason that I want to talk about is that it requires too much work to be a leader. Think of a leader as a driver. They in the car, the leader is the driver, and the follower is just in the passenger seat, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the passenger seat, just looking out the window, just chilling, that's what people really want to do. People don't really want to be leaders because they know it requires too much work to be a leader. People just want to have the easier path in life. People don't want to go through all this extra stuff. People just want to relax. People want to chill. Um, People just want to be in the seat, bro, in the passenger seat. People don't want to be leaders, bro. I'm trying to tell you, and I'm using the passenger seat example to just show you that, what I'm saying, just people want to be followers. People just don't want to be the one putting in the work. People don't want to put in all that work. People already knowing what comes with being a leader. People knows it requires way too much work, way too much sacrifice. Let's talk about the sacrifice. Um, Being a leader requires way too much sacrifice, way too much focus, way too much dedication. People don't want to deal with all that. That's why majority of people want to stay followers, is because they know they don't have the focus. They don't have the dedication. They don't have the drive to be no leader, bro. They know they can't handle that types of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people, man, they just settle for being a follower. They just follow whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just follow whatever because they know man, you trying to be a leader, bro, that comes with a lot. That comes with a lot of just a lot of stuff mentally. You know what I'm saying? It comes with a lot of mental attacks, mental warfare, you know. Um the mental health of the leader, man, they going through a lot. Like a lot of people don't want to deal with it. That's why a lot of people is comfortable with being followers, because they don't want to deal with all this extra stuff that comes with being a leader, bro. This is why majority of people will continue to be followers. They don't want to be leaders, bro. It comes with too much drive, too much dedication, too much energy, too much work. They don't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to just be comfortable and just chill. When you are a leader, man, you are constantly in uncomfortable stuff. People don't want to be in uncomfortable stuff, so they rather be a follower so they could avoid the hard work, they could avoid the dedication, they could avoid the uncomfortable stuff. That's why a lot of people just want to be followers, because they want to avoid all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the reasons why so many people do not want to be leaders. People want to be followers, is because they not built for that types of what goes on with being a leader. They don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is the leader be getting way too much hate. That's another reason. The leader be getting way too much hate compared to the followers, man. You know what I'm saying? The leader get targeted. They target the leader the most, bro. That's why people don't want to be leaders. They want to be followers because they don't want to be targeted all the time, bro. They be targeting the leader the most, bro. Sometimes the leader be getting the most hate, the most targeted, the most hate. You know what I'm saying? All types of stuff. So people be like, man, I'm comfortable being a follower, bro. I can't be no leader, bro. That's too much. And this is how some people really think, bro. These are some of the reasons why people do not want to be leaders, bro. I'm trying to tell you, people don't want to be leaders because they don't want to be targeted. They don't want to get all this extra hate. They don't want none of that, bro. And then another thing about being a leader, it requires too much. You gotta You got to think outside the box. It requires too much planning, too much strategizing. People don't really want to be planning and strategizing. People just want to live a simple life, maybe go to the club, just hang out with friends. They don't want to be strategizing on how to win. They don't want to be strategizing and making plans and all these calculations. You know what I'm saying? People just wanna go to the club, have sex with random people, just relax, do nothing. That's what a lot of people want to do. They really don't want to be out here drafting up and creating all these plans on how to succeed. They don't want to create plans on how to win and succeed. They rather just go to the party, just hang out with friends, and they just cool with that. They do not want to be no leaders. They just want to take the easy way out. Majority of people, they want to take the easy way out, bro. I'm trying to tell you. That's why you will have one leader and you will have 1,000 followers. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. You'll have one leader and you'll have 1,000 followers, because those are 1,000 people. They don't want to they don't want to have the drive it takes. They don't want to focus. They don't want to create plans. They don't want to think outside the box. They don't want to be original and create all this. They don't want to do all that, bro. That this is why it is so hard for one leader to combat 1,000 followers. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. It is so hard for one leader to combat 1,000 followers, is because, let's say, let me use music as an example. Let's say you have an artist out there that's really trying to push something positive, that's trying to come up with something positive, something new. They really trying to use their music to glorify God. They really trying to use their music to promote the truth. And then you got 1,000 other artists who are just followers. They just gonna follow that, oh, let me just continue to push music about sexualizing myself, talking about drugs and talking about killing each other. Let me just continue down that path. Let me be a follower and just follow the blueprint of what's causing, what's destroying our own people. So you got 1,000 artists out there. They gonna continue to push and promote negativity, and then you got this one artist out here who's trying to stand out and trying to think for themselves and be like, hey, let me use my music to heal. Let me use my music to glorify God and put out the truth. So now this one artist who is a leader and they're really trying to promote something positive, now they gotta look at the other 1,000 artists who's just followers and continue to push the poison. So it's like a numbers game, bro. It's way too many followers, bro. Don't you see how hard it is to combat that, bro? It's just one leader, bro. It's just one leader, bro. They not Superman, bro. It's just one leader. You know what I'm saying? And yo, I'm telling you, these people want to be followers, man, is because they don't have the drive. They don't even have the heart. Yo, that's another reason, bro. Yeah, that's another reason right there. Reasons why most people don't want to be leaders is because they don't have the heart, bro. They do not have the heart it takes to be a leader. A leader gotta have heart, bro. You cannot be a leader without heart. You cannot be a leader without heart. You gotta have heart, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's something what's a common trait that's linked to all leaders? Look at the lions, bro. Look at the lions, right? The lion that's leading, you gotta have heart, bro. Like, whoever is leading gotta have heart. Whether in the animal kingdom, whether in the humans, it don't matter. If you're the leader, you gotta have heart. You know what I'm saying? You see those animals and stuff, and one of the animals is the leader. They gotta have heart, bro. Same thing with humans. Like, if you a leader, you gotta have heart, bro. You can't be a leader without heart. If you're a leader without heart, that automatically could even make you a follower, bro. Because a trait that leaders have, you gotta have heart, bro. How you gonna lead without heart? Majority of leaders, bro, like, I'm gonna keep it real. 9 times out of 10, leaders just have heart, bro. They just do. They just have heart. And most people don't want to have heart. They don't want to have that types of courage. So they rather be followers, bro. I'm telling you. They'd rather be followers because they don't have the heart that it takes to be a leader, bro. And these are just some of the reasons why most people don't want to be leaders, man. And that's just basically all I wanted to talk about, man. Peace.